Hey all, good morning. This is Raj here. Welcome to ShareTreck and the morning show. Today is the 22nd of August 2022. We are starting off a brand new week, but the outlook seems to be very confusing because there is going to be this Jackson Hole symposium and the whole world is focused on that. So what's going to happen to the market today is the main question. Let's get started. Let me first start off with some news from the Chinese central bank. The Chinese central bank reduced its 5-year loan prime rate to 4.3% from 4.45%. And earlier, it had reduced its 1-year prime lending rate, which is what is used for most loans in China. But it went ahead and reduced the 1-year loan prime rate to 3.65% from 3.7% again this Monday. So this shows that the Chinese central bank is very actively trying to revive the economy, but right now things are not in a good shape. So that's the main message that I take from there. But the fact that they are actively trying to prime the interest rate and boost the economy is a good sign, and hopefully they will succeed in the near term. Meanwhile, CNBC is saying that investors are anticipating US Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's latest comments on inflation at the central bank's annual Jackson Hole Economic Summit. I think the market is already expecting a 75 basis point hike as the worst case scenario and a 50 basis point hike as the best case. The symposium is between 25th and 27th of August in Wyoming. Apart from Jerome Powell, central bankers from across the world will attend. Apart from this, we also have a lot of economic data coming out not only from US but also from other main financial centers in the world. US flash services, PMI, and preliminary GDP, as well as core PCE price index for July, will be published this week. Meanwhile, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom will also release their flash services PMI figures on Tuesday, 23rd of August. So tomorrow, we are going to have a slew of economic data from across the world. And as you can see, this means that there's a volatile week ahead. What are market participants expected to do until the 25th? I expect volatility and sideways movement for the next 3 days unless something really inspiring happens. Now let us take a quick look at our indices and genomic stocks. Let's get started with the Nasdaq futures. Nasdaq futures is down 1.44% this morning, and it's still on a bullish channel, but it has broken down below the 20-day exponential moving average. So the next support is the 100-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 12,954.83. And below that is the 50-day exponential moving average sitting at 12,791.54. So these are the two levels of support that are available to us. I think Nasdaq futures are still looking healthy. They are not yet looking like they are in a bearish channel as such. When we go to indicators, the US oil has spiked up and it has gone above the diagonal line of resistance for the earlier bear channel. So I have marked it as a support. Today, we need oil prices to fall below this support and convert it again into a resistance, because we have come to this pennant out here, bearish pennant, and ideally in a bearish pennant, you are supposed to break downwards in terms of price, not upwards. And also the overall economic scenario is a bit weak. So I expect oil price to go down further. The test is today. If we don't fall down today, then tomorrow it's going to be very difficult for oil to fall down. Because it's going to have a dual support, one from the diagonal line of support out here and another from the horizontal line of support. So that's what we are staring at. When I look at the MACD, I think that it is bullish, but the momentum is still not above average. So I'll hold on hopes that we fall below this diagonal today. Next, let's go on to QQQ. QQQ is down, and at this point of time, it's 1.51% down in pre-market action. And we are still above the support line of the earlier bear channel. And we are still on a diagonal line of support from a bull channel. But today, given that the momentum is falling very sharply and the MACD has already turned bearish, I think that we are likely to fall further. And also remember, the whole world is focused on the Jackson Hole Symposium and a slew of economic data that is supposed to come out. So this is going to be a volatile day. We may probably open up red in the morning and then spike up in the afternoon and then go back down again. Those things cannot be ruled out. S&P 500 is also negative and it has fallen below this diagonal line of support which formed a very, very steep bullish channel. It was unsustainable. So I'm just going to remove this bull channel out here. It doesn't make any relevance. Our next line of support is the 200-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 418.03. And after that, we have our horizontal line of support and the 20-day exponential moving average, both sitting at around 415.60. That's going to be the next line of support. And our MACD is turning towards a signal line in a bearish manner. It's bullish right now, but the momentum has fallen down after being overheated. I think S&P 500 cannot ignore the overall market situation. And if the overall market sentiment is going to be volatile, we should expect that S&P 500 is also going to fall down. IWM, Russell Industrial Average, is also fallen below the steep diagonal line of support, which formed a very steep bull channel. I'm going to remove this bull channel altogether. Doesn't make sense anymore. Today, the 200-day exponential moving average at 194.47 was supposed to be the support, but pre-market we are already broken down below that. We are at 192.52, down 1.09%. Our next line of support is going to be the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 191.94, failing which we are going into the 100-day exponential moving average sitting at 187.71. Looking at the MACD, it's already crossed over to the bearish side. It's just on top of the signal line, and the momentum after being overbought has dropped sharply and it's pointed downwards. It is still above average. So I think the markets are going to open red, but there is a potential of them going a bit green and then back to red again by the end of the day. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 1.04% as of yesterday, and this morning we have no trades. So I'm expecting that we would have already broken down below this diagonal line of support, which is again a steep bullish channel, because Dow Jones cannot be separate from the other indices, and the overall investor sentiment is going to push us down. And our 200-day exponential moving average sitting at 332.05 is going to be the next line of support for us. And if we go to the VIX shows high levels of volatility. As you can see, earlier we were consolidating around here, somewhere between 22 and 19. Today we are already up to 23.11. So friends, expect a really sharp spike in volatility. And if you look at the momentum and the MACD out here, things are looking really bad for the near future. I think after the Jackson Hole Symposium is over, maybe next week we'll find some kind of stability. Put call ratio is totally bearish at this point of time, and it actually was highly bearish in the beginning of Friday, and it's slightly bearish right now. But today I'm thinking that given the volatility being what it is, we are likely to open up somewhere on 1.12 on the PCC, so which will be totally bearish. XLY by XLP shows total risk off as of Friday, and today again I don't expect anything better than that. US dollar index is continuing to spike, which means money is going to be sucked out of US equities and other assets and get into the US dollar index, so not looking good. Russell by SPY showing that the small businesses are suffering really bad as compared to the big ones. So things are overall looking very bad. What a change of scenario in the last 4 days. So now let's look at the established technology companies which move the indices. Amazon is down 2.11 pre-market. Google is down 1.92 pre-market. Apple is down 1.38 pre-market. And today it's going to be a big test. Apple is likely to fall down below this diagonal line of support, adding further weakness to the overall market. If you look at Microsoft is down 1.63%. So friends, it's a very, very bad day, potentially a bloodbath in the market. Let's look at crypto. Absolutely pathetic situation. It's going to mirror the Nasdaq and go down. Wheat is down, which is a good sign for us. And copper is also down 1.29%. I'm still not worried about copper. It's still in a pretty good range in my opinion. When we look at genomics, all the genomic stocks are in red today, except for potentially Vertex, which is at 1.61% positive. Let me look at the news here. There is no major news for Vertex, so maybe it's some news that we don't know as yet, but it's the only one which has a positive. Everything else either has no trades or is negative pre-market. So I think overall it's going to be looking bad. I think Editas is again positive pre-market. No, Editas is down minus 2.17%. Let us look at Beam. Beam is also down 0.56. So overall, I think the genomics market is going to face a lot of red this morning. Friends, there's not much to talk about. It's bleak. Let's wait for this Jackson Hole symposium to be over and for the slew of economic data to come out on Tuesday. This Friday is going to be very critical again, because all the options data will determine what's going to happen, whether there's going to be a steep fall on Friday or there's going to be a steep pickup in the price on Friday. There's too much of volatility. With that said, I'd like to bring this video to an end. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Always Monday is a difficult day when you're starting a work week, but I hope things go well for you this week and the market potentially recovers next week. If it was in my ability, I would not look at the market for this entire week because it's very bleak. But since we are looking at genomics on a daily basis, I would be forced to look at it. But you don't have to. I'll come back to you with all the information. If you like this video, please press a like out there. And if you're not yet subscribed, why not? Please subscribe and help us grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.